While the university is commonly understood to be a place where different knowledge systems enter into dialogue and debate, the institutional structures of the university tend to acculturate and conscript different kinds of knowledge into their own existing categories for what can be known, how knowledge can be organized, and what forms of knowledge are legitimate and credible. The Different Knowing speaker series and interviews address the question of if and how the university can be a place of different knowings, different epistemologies, different knowledges.
In our ways of knowing, in terms of indigenous ways of knowing, our elders have talked about how we come into this world, and the world we have left and we come from is one in which we are in a continuous learning process. We then enter into this body in this time in this place as a continuous learning process. But we don't come alone into the world. We come in with guides and supports and help that are part of learning spirits that come with us. And we're sort of learning together, but we come in with a purpose. So our guides, our spiritual guides, are ones that are there to remind us about what our purpose is, because we get very much interested in everything else, and we could go in all kinds of directions, but that we have a purpose. So we end up finding along the path different kinds of inspiration that helps us to keep on our path, to keep with new ideas and creativity and other things like that. But those are a part of this learning path and part of the learning spirit that comes with us, as well as the learning spirits that are with us. So now what happens as we go through school, go through life, there are many places in there where traumas, abuse, triggers of all kinds of memories past, cell memory, that create the kinds of learning that will diminish us, bring us more into ourselves and less outside, that maybe will help us, or be ways to engender a condition in which we would forget what our purpose is, and we might, some people commit suicide, some others might go into other kinds of self-medication, alcohol or other things that would hide their learning spirit and purpose for being here. But along that path, so we need to find ways to help people to nourish their learning spirits, to be able to say, you're here for a purpose. Let's help you find that purpose. Let's help you to build upon that purpose and find ways to nourish it. And so in the work that we did with the Canadian Council on Learning, one of the thematic areas was nourishing the learning spirit. And in that, as lead for that particular area, we've been working with people, especially those who are in adult education, who are working with young people who have not made it through school, have had many places where they shut down, where they thought they were stupid and lacked all the other kinds of necessary capacities to complete what they would like. But yet within those places they say, I want to be, I want to do, I have this vision for myself, and it's there that they need to be able to find a way to understand what's happened to them and how that system has perpetually created a condition upon them and a soul wound that has been true of all Indigenous peoples who have been impoverished, who are oppressed, who have lived in racialized environments where racism diminishes them and the people as a whole. And it's in there that we begin to find a place to nourish those learning spirits with a whole lot of ways in which go back to the memory of their people, go back to finding the inspiration within their own self within their own ceremonies and so on, which always is about cleaning and clearing the old discourses and finding the one from within that is the guiding one for this life. So it's a lifelong process of a learning spirit, but which goes through multiple iterations of loss that needs to then be recovered. And it's through, we feel, by recovering their languages, recovering their teachings with elders, recovering the kind of knowledges that come from within a culture that builds upon relationships with each other, restorative and regenerative kinds of things that we can really begin to build on and create or help to build human beings, enhance their capacities, not build them, but enhance what they already have and where they want to go.